Good evening, everyone. Blitzball Champ is back here, coming at you with a brand new video here on the U to the Tube, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. So, E3 2021 is pretty much in the books, and I just wanted to take some time to just give my thoughts on this year's E3. To be honest, wasn't too thrilled with this year's E3, but I kind of want to break down at least some of the things that I did like or do have an interest in. And I'll put a link in the description that pretty much kind of goes through pretty much everything that went down per showcase. But starting off with Ubisoft, um, Rainbow Six Extraction looked pretty interesting. I like the whole idea that it's co-op, 1 to 3 players. I wish it would have been 1 to 4 players, but it's 1 to 3 player co-op. It's an interesting take on the Rainbow Six franchise. Kind of taking a step away from the whole, co-op, terrorist hunt sort of situation. I think it's pretty neat. I mean, I have Rainbow Six Siege, so this Rainbow Six Extraction I most likely will check out. I know they had the Mario Rabbids sequel, Sparks of Hope. I mean, I have the first one. I just recently got the first one. I haven't played it yet, but I recently got the first one, so I'm gonna have to see for myself. And the Avatar game, not really something that blew me away, to be honest. But I mean, I guess it looked neat, but not really anything that impressed me there. Uh, looking at looking at Xbox, Bethesda, Starfield was interesting. I'll keep an eye out on it, but I'm not going to get my hopes up on Starfield. But it did look pretty interesting. It looked pretty interesting from Bethesda. Outer Worlds 2, I didn't really have much to say about because I haven't even played the first Outer Worlds, so I really don't have anything there. I know the racing fans are pretty pumped for Forza Horizon 5. I don't typically play racing games other than Mario Kart. I'll play Mario Kart. But I do respect and appreciate just how great a Forza Horizon game looks. I mean, those racing games been pretty awesome looking. I know my brother, he's a big racing game fan, so this may tickle his fancy. But I mean, I got to give them credit. The Forza Horizon series has definitely done well, and those racing games look pretty good. Not something I typically play, but I'll give credit where credit's due. I was really excited for the Sea of Thieves expansion featuring Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean. Um, I'm big into Sea of Thieves. I know with the Geek Out with Games Out group that I used to broadcast with, we streamed a lot of Sea of Thieves. And it's a really fun game to play with friends. And with them throwing in Captain Jack Sparrow and a couple of other characters in there, like Davy Jones was in there. I think Calypso was in there, and it was really cool to see those iconic characters from that movie franchise as an expansion in Sea of Thieves. So I would love to get back into Sea of Thieves, play with friends, and check out this story expansion. I believe that for the ideal ship sailing pirate game, it can be a little bit buggy here and there, but overall, I've been very pleased with Sea of Thieves since it debuted. So I definitely look forward to checking out this expansion. And then, of course, the big one that got my attention the most out of everything Xbox showed, the Halo Infinite multiplayer, which will be free to play at launch with the campaign. And I believe they are also going to do a beta as well for the multiplayer for Halo Infinite. Definitely like what they showed. I've been wanting to get back into Halo for quite a long time. I know me and Hollywood Cinema of Team Galgo got a chance to play some Halo 5 together. Halo 5 multiplayer. It's actually a lot of fun, but it just made me think back to my Halo 2 days. One of the first multiplayer games I've played hardcore was Halo 2. And of course, I enjoyed playing Halo Reach as well. That multiplayer was really solid. So honestly, if Infinite turns out to be anything similar to those or better, I'm gonna be very happy. I'm gonna be very happy. But I mean, hey, it's Halo. Halo has a good track record when it comes to the multiplayer, and just it being one of the franchises that's done very well on Xbox. So definitely looking forward to Halo Infinite, and still don't have an official release date yet, but I believe it's at least up for pre-order. So at least that's good to know. But very excited for Halo Infinite. Square Enix, as somebody that's a big Final Fantasy fan and just, like a lot of the old RPGs they've done, I was very disappointed, to be honest with y'all, in Square Enix Showcase. I was pretty disappointed. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy looked interesting, but it does look like it has that Marvel Avengers look to it. I hope I'm wrong, but from what I saw and what they showed, that's what it kind of gives me that vibe of. And I know they also announced some more DLC, some more expansions for Marvel Avengers. Like I said, it was a game that I was pumped for at first, but then played it and it was all right, but then it was buggy and it got pretty bad reviews. So I hope it's not the case with Guardians of the Galaxy, but I have a bad feeling that it is. So it was kind of a bummer. Uh Babylon's Fall was kind of interesting, but nothing that really wowed me. The Final Fantasy Origins Stranger of Paradise. I mean, Square Enix, Team Ninja, not really what I was thinking. Not really what I was hoping for. So, I mean, I'll probably end up getting it, but I won't be proud of myself. Let's just say that. But honestly, I was pretty disappointed with Square Enix's showcase. I mean, I know that I felt like a lot of people were hoping for at least maybe more information on Final Fantasy 16. And I know they have the whole Life is Strange, but honestly, I never really could get into to Life is Strange, to be honest. But and they got the Final Fantasy pixel remasters of 1 through 6, but I believe if I remember correctly, that's going to be Steam and mobile only, which I might still capitalize on, but realistically, Square Enix just was very lackluster. Was very lackluster. Capcom, I was even more disappointed in. I mean, I know a lot of the Monster Hunter fans were probably pumped for the Monster Hunter stories and the Rise DLC, but I don't know. I played Monster Hunter World, and I really couldn't get into it like I hoped for, because I mean, it took a whole lot for me to do even before I could play consistently with a party of friends. So it was just annoying. I'm not gonna look down on the Monster Hunter franchise because it's done well. Especially World got good reviews, and from what I've heard, Rise got good reviews. So I mean, it definitely looks like it's fun to play with friends. Just wasn't one that I was really feeling. Wasn't one that I was feeling. Uh, Another installment in the Ace Attorney franchise, which I never played any of those games before, so I can't really say much. But and of course they talked about the Resident Evil Village DLC. You got the RE verse and such. But I mean, just there was really. I mean, I would have loved to see something like bring back the Breath of Fire franchise, a new Breath of Fire, which we haven't seen since what, the PS2. I would have loved to see seen Breath of Fire make a return, or Mega Man Soccer. I know some people are hoping for maybe Street Fighter 6, but probably won't hear anything about that until maybe around Evo time or around Capcom Cup. But they still have to finish up the DLC of the this current season of Street Fighter 5 because they still got to release Oro, Akira, and then one more character. So, yeah. Honestly, oh, I forgot to mention Back for Blood. That I am excited about. Back for Blood. You know, from the same folks that did Left 4 Dead. Definitely want to check that out. And I believe that's also doing a beta. So definitely want to be able to check that out. If you ask me, I felt like Nintendo overall had the best showcase. I mean, look at what Nintendo threw out. A new Mario Party, Mario Party Superstars. Definitely looking forward to that. Metroid Dread, Metroid 5 Dread, 2.5D side scrolling. Looks fantastic. Now, I know it's not, Metroid Prime 4 that some folks were hoping to see, but hey, this is great. Whole nother story, side scrolling. I love it. I love it. I was hoping to hear some news about Metroid, so they delivered on that strongly. Kazuya Mishima as the next Smash Brothers Ultimate DLC character. This was a weird one. This this was a weird one. I mean, I can't say that I hate it, but I can't say that I like it. It's just weird. Only because it's not a character I would have thought of in the Smash Brothers universe. But then again, I wouldn't have imagined Terry Bogard or Joker from Persona 5 to even be in this game. So, hey, I mean, I guess it's cool. I guess it's cool. But I mean, when you think about it, when it comes down to Tekken, I mean, when it comes to the Mashimas, I guess you could say Kazuya is the original face. But yeah, just it's just one of those things where it's not a character I would have thought about in the Smash Brothers universe. But hey, Kazuya Mishima is your next DLC character for Smash Ultimate. Let's see, what else did they have? New WarioWare, which I haven't played, but only a little bit of WarioWare in the past. So I believe it was it called WarioWare Get It Together. Like it'll be interesting to check out, but I can't really say anything good or bad because I haven't played much of the older WarioWare games, so I can't really say much. But I was very happy to see that they're bringing Advance Wars to the Switch, and you have one and two remastered together and in 3D. I've always wanted to play a Advance Wars game, but they became so hard to find. So hey, I'm very excited for Advance Wars coming to the Switch. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Pardon me. And then of course showed more footage for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which apparently is now up for pre-order. And they did confirm it is a 2022 release. And I feel kind of bad because I still got to get through the original Breath of the Wild because I haven't done that yet. But I have to say, in all honesty, and they did show Monkey Ball. Monkey Ball. Yes, Monkey Ball is making a return. Never really played Monkey Ball, but hey, good for them. But I have to say, overall, I feel like Nintendo had one of the best showcases at this year's E3. I really liked what they brought out. Oh, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC incoming, so got that to look forward to. But I just feel like they went with some heavy hitters. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? Almost forgot. Shin Megami Tensei 5, which looks beautiful. I mean, what they did with the creatures, with the demons you got. I mean, with what they showed with Pixie, Jack Frost, just a whole lot of the different demons you can get. Like, game looks awesome. Another post-apocalyptic storyline, and it looks fantastic. Shin Megami Tensei 5 definitely is a day one purchase. So really like what they're doing there. Uh After seeing some more footage of this, I'm gonna try to keep my eye on Scarlet Nexus because they kind of showed some of that as they were getting ready for one of the showcases. Scarlet Nexus, I'm gonna keep an eye on. It looks pretty neat. Bandai Namco, ugh. The only thing they really showed was House of Ashes, which is just another looks like potential squad based or just regular uh, survival horror shooter. But Bandai Namco didn't really, I mean, yeah, they're bringing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot to the Switch with the DLC packs, but I mean, just wasn't really anything special with that. Razer had a keynote, and they had their Razer Blade 14-inch, which I mean looked pretty neat. As a matter of fact, let me pull up the website because I actually want to let's see the specs. Yeah, Razer Blade 14-inch, newest gaming laptop, and it could have up to an RTX 3080, which I remember seeing in the chat how some folks were like, we want 15-inch and at least RTX 3080 or no buy. I'm like, is between a 14 and a 15-inch really that big of a difference? I mean, all the laptop owners out there, the laptop gamers out there, is that really that big of a difference between 14 and 15 inches? It can't be that big of a difference. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. And yeah, it's gonna have version with AMD Ryzen CPU. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But they got that. They have I believe it was a Razer Raptor monitor. I believe that's what it was called. Let me let me pull it up. Yes, monitors. Yeah, Razer Raptor 27. 27-inch monitor was an $800 monitor. The only thing about it is that it's not 4K. It's THX certified, and that's cool and all. Just not apparently it's not 4K, but it has HDR and it has a 165 hertz refresh rate. So I mean, I was really impressed. One thing that impressed me about this monitor is the cable management. The cabling management actually looks pretty sweet, and the stand in the back of the monitor actually looks really nice. But I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for it being $800, I'd probably pre-order one because I want to eventually get some new monitors for my PC as well. And they have the they have the mass as well. See if I can pull that up. But yeah, they have a new mask that's like that lights up and is multicolored. Let me see, what was the name of the mask? It was called Project something. One second. But yeah, I cannot think of. Ah, found it. Project Hazel. Project Hazel. Apparently a smart mask, which I thought was. I mean, it looks pretty neat. It looks pretty neat. The world's smartest mask. And they're going to be doing like I guess a kind of like a first wave release. And then once those are out and they get another wave, they'll start a release of that wave of masks. But yeah, it has a AR filter. Low light mode. Apparently it's supposed to be flashy and safe. I mean, it looks really cool. It looks really cool. They didn't release a price on it, so I can't even imagine how much that's going to end up costing. But yeah, other games that I thought were pretty neat. Elden Ring. I got Elden Ring, which has a January 22nd release. Definitely a game I'm gonna be keeping an eye out on. There was also a side-scrolling like samurai movie sort of game called Trek to Yomi. That's something I'm definitely gonna keep my eyes on. It looked really interesting, so I definitely want to keep my eyes on that, which is from Devolver Digital. I know a lot of Diablo fans out there. You know, Diablo 2 Resurrected. So that's something I'm sure they're excited about. But to be honest, looking back at E3, just not really as great as it could have been. Honestly, one of the more lackluster E3s overall. I'm not gonna say Nintendo saved E3, but it definitely had the showcase I felt that stuck out the most. Now, I will. Here's the thing though. I will give the folks the benefit of the doubt because, the pandemic and the struggles that it takes working and making deliverables during the pandemic. I get it. Totally get it. Here's my thing though. Here's something that I'm really gonna keep an eye out because a really good friend of mine really made a great point about this. Tokyo Game Show is later this year. I believe it's September 30th through October 2nd or 3rd. We'll have to see how things go with that showcase and how much the pandemic affects that. Because I know, if I remember correctly, I think Japan is still kind of recovering from that as well. Still kind of hit a little bit hard from that. But it makes me wonder if it ends up making that kind of impact where that turns lackluster, then I mean, at least we know overall what the cause is. But if not, and if it ends up just totally topping E3, then it makes me kind of wonder where E3 is going to really end up going forward. I mean, you already have Nintendo doing their own Nintendo Direct. Sony known for not showing up, not having anything to show at E3, and it just doesn't have the same effect that it used to. And to be honest with y'all, I think what really started the decline for E3 was when it became open to the public. I think that's when it started to just slowly, sort of, little by little, just, you know, maybe not noticeable at first, but just looking back at it now, and like I said, it's not to take anything away from what the pandemic has done and the effect that it can have. I just, me personally, if there's a lot of stuff that you just aren't ready to really display or showcase, it might not have been that big of a deal if they canceled this year's E3. And just if companies want to do their own showcases, just, hey, YouTube trailer or, Twitter post to direct the fans to check this out. Only because, and I say this because when I look at E3, and this might sound crazy, when I look at E3, this is supposed to be like the once a year show where you bring the heavy hitters, where you bring the heavy hitters of the game, the most anticipated games, the big name AAA titles, the new IPs, the continuing franchises, and you just take your home run swings every year because it's an event that's once a year, So I guess you could say it's supposed to be like the Super Bowl of video game showcase events, but it just doesn't have as much impact as it used to. And I just feel like E3 should be the show for that. And if you can't do that, I wouldn't have had a problem with it being canceled. Because, like I said, a lot of folks and a lot of companies, I can imagine, had difficulties even working through a pandemic, a global pandemic. So, just something to take note. Just something to take note. And I hope that E3, that this doesn't lead to E3 dying. Because, like I said, I still want to at least go to an E3 in person before the day that it dies. Because I want to experience that once and say, hey, I've been to an E3. I got so many friends that been to an E3. I haven't yet. So that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, overall, what did y'all think? What were y'all's thoughts on this year's E3? I mean, what was there things that you anticipated that they delivered on? Did you think it was a disappointment overall? What showcases did you like? What showcases did you hate? Um, Which games are you excited about the most? Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Do you think E3 is on its way to being buried 10 feet deep? Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Leave your comments, like, subscribe. Don't forget the main thing. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you can catch every video I release. But that's all for now. From yours truly, Blitzball Champ, host and founder of Blitzball Champ Gaming. Signing off for now. See y'all in the next video. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow. God bless. Good night.